We usually say just what the video is and then go right into the intro song, and then we say our names.
Just wanted something a little bit catchier.
What's up, everybody? These guys don't know how to do an intro, so I'm going to do it for them. We're doing a financial draft. Let's get into it.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm your bro Taylor.
And I'm your bro Ryan.
And I'm your bro Tommy.
And like we said at the beginning, we're going to be doing a bit of a draft about our financial philosophies. So things like budgeting apps, saving strategy, investing strategy, housing, all these kind of things. So there's going to be different categories, and within each category, there are going to be different options. And it's going to be a snake draft. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on.
And we'll actually give Tommy, our guest here, the privilege of starting first. Take it away.
So starting off with our budgeting method, I'm going with a zero-based budget, our typical Dave Ramsey style. I always go with Excel. I enjoy using it. I feel like it gives me more power, more fluidity to put in just more numbers that I like than a typical app does.
That's fair. I like Excel for sure because I can customize it like you said. I would typically go with the Dave Ramsey method, but you took that with Excel, so you kind of took two big things. In that case, I think no budget is ridiculous. That's not even an option for me.
It was a close second for me.
I think I would want to do more of the app, I think, because they're going to just streamline it for me. I don't have to think about it. It's going to categorize all my transactions. From what I've seen, they're really good at it too. So I think that's just going to save me a lot of time, a lot of effort. I don't have to go at the end of the month and manually plug it in. So I think that's going to be my method.
I feel like they did take the two best picks. That does make it interesting having a third person right now.
It definitely does.
So I'm just going to go with the envelope method. You know, a little bit old style. One I personally actually haven't done so far. I've done the Excel. I've done the apps. So we'll mix it up with envelope, and hey, maybe that's the key I'm missing to actually become a millionaire. I'm just an envelope away, you know, storing my money in envelopes and categorizing them and everything. So that's the one I'll go with.
That's a fair one. I actually, growing up, saw my parents do the envelope method because Dave Ramsey used to teach that. Cut up the credit cards, have the cash, put it in the envelopes, and there's different methods like that. So I actually saw that in action, which was pretty cool. And I totally get it because you go to that gas fund, and you're like, I'm going on a trip, and you got no money left. You're like, I guess I'm not going on that trip. I guess you could just keep swiping that credit card, so it works.
Yeah. I don't suppose will let me use the envelope app. There's apps that do the envelope. I got greedy on that one. We'll run right into our next category, though, of saving strategy. I get the first pick this time, and I think I'm just going to go with a classic high-yield savings account. I think you get a good return on your money, safe, very liquid, easy to access. I think it's the classic choice.
Great pick. I think the saving strategy for me drastically depends on what I'm looking for out of this.
Sure.
Is this an emergency fund where I need the money right away if something happens, or what the situation? In this scenario, I'm going to assume it's not an emergency fund. It's just a savings account that I want to grow for a little bit, and I'll need the money in a short period of time. So I'm actually going a short-term CD. Okay. And I'm going to get above average. So again, I'm assuming this is not emergency fund. If it's an emergency fund, don't do this. You're tying your money up. You'll pay fees if you have to pull it out. So don't do that. But in this case, I'm going short-term CDs.
That's interesting. Moving on to me. I would personally choose a high-yield savings account. That's been taken. So next up, I would honestly just go cash in a checking account. It's easily accessible. If you run into an emergency, you know you're not going to have trouble getting it. Usually FDIC insured, so, you know, no issue with having that. I'm not going to see the growth that I want, but, you know, that's what happens when you get to pick third. Okay, we're headed back to me. With our investing round, where are we putting our money to grow? I personally am going to keep it simple. I love index funds. I'm super into just basic, keep it simple, stupid index funds, something that tracks the S&P 500. It's perfect for me. The less I have to keep my eyes on it, the better. I'm not a financial manager or finance manager. I just don't know that much, so it's so easy to take a passive route or more passive route. Just throw it into an index fund and be happy with that.
Super good answer. I would say the exact same thing, to be honest, especially as my first line of defense. I'm going to diversify. I'm going to keep it simple where I can just keep doing it for the rest of my life, not have to worry about it. make sure it's automatic, let it reoccur, and just grow and grow and grow. So I get that. But since you took it, I think I'm going real estate. You guys have watched our channel. You know I like real estate. I think it's super fascinating. Obviously, there's good investment opportunities. And out of the list we have, I think that's the next best option. Maybe I could argue for the first best option, but I really like the idea of real estate. So I'm picking that as my second.
Yeah, index for funds versus real estate. I mean, great opportunities in both. One has a slightly higher entrance point, like, real estate, oftentimes you got to have a little bit more money. But again, I think you guys did choose the two best. So I think I'm going to mix it up a little bit and go international stocks.
Oh, that's a good one. A lot of people are talking about how good they're going to do over the coming years.
Right now, it's such a small percentage of my portfolio, so it would be a drastic change for me. But there is opportunities right there. Maybe have to do a little bit more research than I'm used to. I do like the passive route, semi-passive route of index funds, but I'll take it. I'll take international stocks.
I'm learning. I'm in a pro position here where even you guys keep getting
never
stuck.
Get the worst or the best.
All right, that's it. Switch seats.
Yeah. I'm not in a bad. I'm not great.
It's an interesting spot you're in.
I agree. I like it. So back to you.
Yeah. So next is housing. This is a big one. I feel like I'm gonna go with I think a classic choice, which is buy a house with 3 to 5% down. 20% would be nice, but it's in reality very hard to save that amount. So I think I'm going to keep it simple. 3 to 5% down. Got myself a house.
Nice. I like it. For me, right now, just first thing, gut reaction, I'm going buy a house 20% down.
That's fair. That's fair.
You could move on later and get another house and make that a rental. So it could, and you would have a lower interest payment. You would have no PMI. Like
your terms are better for sure.
Right. So I feel like I could turn that into investment if I had to or wanted to in the future.
No doubt. These two over here with their home ownership superiority complex.
Where you go with that, Tommy?
I'm going to keep it real with you guys. If you're young like we are, you don't need to buy a house. You don't need to. Of course, buying a house is important for eventual financial stability. It's one of the leading factors to becoming a millionaire. But if you're young and you don't quite have the funds for it, rent a room. Get a roommate, guys. Roommate is one of the biggest hacks to getting a home and becoming more financially stable and growing early on. You have enough roommates. These guys both had plenty of roommates to get where they are right now, and I promise you, it is one heck of a hack. If you can reduce your rent by half just by having a roommate, please do that. It's such a financially sound option.
Dude, go ahead.
I was about to say, little does Tommy know, I'm renting out rooms in my house.
Fair.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great option. I think you're exactly right too. If you're young, you don't know if you're going to be there a really long period of time. You don't want to buy a house, pay all those fees, all that interest up front, and then move in a year, 3 years. Many different scenarios you'd want to, but I agree. Yeah, so I think it's a great point.
That choice is by far the most flexible.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to financial education. I got first pick on this, and I'm going to honestly choose parents and friends. They're the ones that you can feel like you can trust most, and you can be honest with them. You can let them know what your true financial situation is, and they're the ones most readily available to help you out if you really need it. It just feels like a sound option for me, and there's so much misinformation other places, and I feel like you can trust those people.
I'm taking that as a compliment.
Yeah. No, I love that pick. And that's kind of what I was leaning towards as well. Like you said, the trustworthy factor and I'm not too afraid to ask a dumb question. Like sometimes when you're searching stuff, you can't quite find what you're looking for, and trying to like be in a meetup or something, you don't want to say, hey, I don't know you very well, but how does interest work? Like explain it to me. Like your parents are going to sit down, take more time with you. Sometimes your friends will do that too. So that's a really good option. Typically, I would lean towards that, and then just articles in general, and reading through whatever. If I'm looking to buy a car, I'm deep diving. I'm learning about car loans. I'm learning about how they work. I'm learning about mistakes people make. I'm learning about all types of stuff like that. So I'm a big article person. I read like that. But obviously that's not on our list of options, so that's not going to be my choice. I'm going to go podcast. I love a good podcast, and I've found a couple recently that I really enjoy, and they're doing financial tips. They're doing most efficient ways to save your money. They're doing oh, interest rates change. You're looking at the average CD is this. I'm like, whoa, actually mine's way lower than that. It looks like I need to shop around better.
Yeah.
So I've caught myself on a couple of things like that because they can update way more than I can keep reading the same type of articles. So that's going to be my choice.
Yeah, that's fair. I had a suspicion you'd choose that one. I've heard you talk about a few podcasts, and they are great sources of information. Parents and Friends, always a classic choice. I'm going to keep it simple and go with YouTube. YouTube is just like one of the biggest search engines in the world.
Yeah.
It has such an insane amount of knowledge. I'm not saying that everything you see on YouTube is true and should be followed to a T or anything, but just the different opinions and different sources of information you have access to on YouTube is insane, really. Maybe Two Bros and a Budget's on your list.
Did you want to build off that?
I have nothing to say on that. That was brilliant.
Brilliant.
Like and subscribe. Two Bros and a Budget.
And out.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
You gotta have the energy. You gotta up it.
Ah, there it is. We're back.